June 10, 1912. The small town of Villisca, Iowa slept peacefully beneath the quiet darkness of the countryside. Nothing seemed unusual, no screams, no gunshots, no signs of danger. Inside a modest white house at the edge of town, 8 people were asleep, parents, children, and 2 young guests staying the night. By morning, every single one of them would be dead, brutally murdered with an axe. But the most disturbing part of this crime is that the killer may have been inside the house long before the murders began, waiting, watching, patiently choosing the moment to strike. This is the horrifying mystery of the Villisca axe murders. The house belonged to Josiah Moore, a respected businessman in Villisca. He lived there with his wife, Sarah Moore, and their 4 children, Herman Moore, 11, Mary Catherine Moore, 10, Arthur Moore, 7, Paul Moore, only 5 years old. They were known as a happy family, friendly, hardworking. The kind of family everyone trusted. On the evening of June 9, 1912, the Moores attended a children's event at their local church. After the event ended, 2 sisters were invited to spend the night. Their names were Lena Stillinger, age 12, and Ina Stillinger, age 8. It was supposed to be a simple sleepover, a normal summer night. None of them knew. A killer may have already been inside their home. Investigators later believed something chilling. The murderer may have entered the house before the family even returned home, possibly hiding in the attic, listening, waiting. Watching the family settle into bed, hours passed, the lights went out. The house fell silent, then sometime after midnight, the killer moved. He quietly took an axe from outside the home. Then he entered the parents' bedroom. Josiah Moore was the first to die. The axe struck his skull with devastating force. His wife, Sarah, was murdered moments later, but the killer wasn't finished. Not even close. The murderer climbed the stairs into the room where the Moore children slept, one by one. The killer attacked them in their beds. Herman, Mary Catherine, Arthur, Paul. Each child struck with the same brutal weapon. None had a chance to escape. Then the killer moved into the guest room, where the Stillinger sisters slept. Ina Stillinger, only 8 years old, was murdered in her sleep. But investigators believe Lena Stillinger may have woken up. Evidence suggested she tried to defend herself, but she was overpowered. She became the final victim. 8 people, all murdered in the darkness of their own home. But the horror didn't end with the murders. When investigators entered the house, they discovered something deeply disturbing. The killer had covered every mirror in the house with cloth, as if he didn't want to see his own reflection. Even stranger, the victims' faces had been covered with blankets and clothing. In the kitchen, investigators found a plate of food partially eaten, meaning the killer may have stayed inside the house. After the murders were finished, the axe itself was discovered inside the home, cleaned, placed carefully against the wall, as if the killer had calmly set it down before quietly walking out into the night. The next morning, something felt wrong. The Moore family never came outside. The house remained silent. Concerned neighbors eventually entered the home. Inside, they found the unimaginable: 8 bodies, a family completely wiped out. The news spread quickly through Villisca. The quiet farming town was suddenly the center of one of the most horrifying murder cases in American history. Over the years, investigators questioned dozens of suspects. One of the most famous was William Mansfield, a man suspected of multiple axe murders across the country. Another suspect was Frank Fernando Jones, a wealthy businessman who had a personal feud with Josiah Moore. And a traveling preacher named George Kelly even confessed to the crime. But his story didn't match the evidence, despite years of investigations. No one was ever convicted. But even after more than a century, the mystery of that quiet house in Villisca still remains. 8 lives were taken in a single night, a peaceful family, 2 young sisters, all gone before the sun ever rose. The killer walked through that house in total darkness, room by room. leaving behind one of the most horrifying crime scenes in American history, and yet, no one was ever truly brought to justice. Investigators chased suspects for years. Confessions were made, theories were debated, but the truth always slipped away. Today, the house still stands in Villisca, silent, almost unchanged from that night in 1912. Some visitors say they feel something inside, a presence, a heaviness in the air, as if the house itself remembers what happened there. Maybe the truth was lost to time. Maybe the killer took the secret to the grave, or maybe the answer has been hidden in plain sight for over 100 years, waiting for someone to finally uncover the truth behind the Villisca axe murders. If you enjoy dark mysteries and true crime stories like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because there are many more disturbing cases still waiting to be uncovered. And remember, some mysteries are never solved, but the stories behind them are too chilling to be forgotten.